I want to move to Chicago, real
The
quick.
same situation there.
Yeah. So the governor is trying to invoke the 25th Amendment. Well, he's calling for it. So I just want to play this.
On what?
Yeah.
Governor J.B. Pritzker tonight is calling for President Trump to be removed, asking for the 25th Amendment to be invoked. It is in response to President Trump telling military leaders earlier today that, quote, dangerous cities like Chicago should be used as a training ground for the military. Our political reporter Marianne Ahern with the story.
I've never walked into a room so silent before this.
President Trump today meeting with military leaders with a bold reference to Chicago.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid, stupid.
Sending troops into cities thinking that that's some sort of proving ground for war, or that indeed there's some sort of internal war going on in the United States is just, frankly, inane. And I'm concerned for his health.
Governor Pritzker going even further, suggesting using the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from power.
There is something genuinely wrong with this man.
If you see the way he's shaking his head, that's body language. He doesn't even believe what he's saying.
Amendment ought to be invoked.
This past Sunday, federal agents downtown arrested a Guatemalan family at Millennium Park. A husband, wife, and their 2 children now in federal custody. Their pastor tells us
the picture of the daughter is what breaks my heart and breaks everybody's heart when you see her clutching onto her dowel and seeing that she doesn't know what's going to happen.
We're talking about little girls and little boys being ripped apart from their mother and their father. I mean, this is absolutely abhorrent.
While the governor and the mayor denounce bringing troops to Chicago, Republican state lawmakers, they disagree. They welcome the federal intervention.
The mayor and the governor have refused to hold people accountable to federal law. And, you know, the reality is that our communities are less safe.
As the Chicago area waits to see what's next, Governor Pritzker is promising legal action if and when the National Guard is sent here without his approval. Marianne Ahern.
Okay, you know what's interesting? The stupid jerk needs to apprise himself of what happened in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1956 and 57 when Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus said he was not going to allow it to happen, and President Eisenhower sent in not the National Guard, but a U.S. Army First Response Division, 101st Airborne, and the National Guard. He was saying some very bad things, Faubus. So Yabba Dabba Doo here needs to go back to his Flintstone movie and go find himself a dinosaur to ride on, so maybe he can come up through time and pay attention to the precedents that have been set in American history. He's trying to rely on something called the Posse Comitatus Act from a couple of decades, 3 decades ago, where they said, maybe 4, set some conditions that have to be met before troops can come in, but those conditions are met. And essentially, it's rampant lawlessness with an inability of the locals to do anything about it. And Chicago just hasn't done anything. And Yabba Dabba Doo, I guess, is waking. What was Fred Flintstone's sidekick, his next door neighbor?
Oh, I forgot. So you
Barney.
Barney. I was going to say Barney, yeah.
Yeah, so you got the idiot who is the Chicago mayor.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, that's Barney.
Yeah, Barney, and you had, what's the name? I can't figure out whether it was the dinosaur or one of the women that was in there. Lori Lightfoot. One of my friends calls her Lori Dykefoot, but that's another thing. He's got a show. So Bernard, brother Bernard, he calls her Lori Dykefoot, but I mean, that's her choice. So, you know, I mean, we got all of these people running around that are in charge of the major urban areas in America, and they're They are failures. They can't control the places. I mean, at least old time stuff, they had crooked politicians, but at least the man on the street got something. Nowadays, you don't get anything except run home or robbed, and he's worried about the poor little girl whose parents were breaking the law. What about the poor little girls who have to go to the funerals for their close kin who've been killed, or who got robbed or raped or something, for goodness sakes? What about them? Do you have no shame, no decency,
Right.
no self-respect, no sense of proportion, no urgency? What is it? How dare you take our crime away from us? We're exploiting it so well by getting the people to think they're victims. And we might be trying to trap you into bringing in the military so we can see they're behaving like Nazis. No, they're not. You are. After all, the Nazi acronym NAZI, it stands for National Socialist Workers' Party. And you have tried to close down the American unions with your bankrupt policies, trying to turn them into a rainbow theological seminary. And you haven't done anything for the working man for years. You've tried to make everybody dependent so they count on you, so you can sneak in little stuff that you've been doing for lawfare. And by the way, it's just absolutely shameless that you started it. And then when you get your own asses kicked, hoist by your own petard, you know what that means, by the way? It means it's yanked up by your own dick. That's an old European saying. You want to go whine about it. Well, guess what? You don't get to take your ball and run home because it belongs to the American people. And we're saying, hell no, we're tired of you.